What's up, good people? Q here with Tech Rants this morning. Going live for a minute. Um, so just thought I'd go live for a second. Um, it's not gonna be a long stream at all. Um, it's just something that came to my mind. I was gonna go live yesterday, but got busy and I was tired. I've actually finally got enough sleep to be justifiable and to be coherent. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So, yeah, there's that. So, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. Some of y'all got to go back to your 9 to 5s tomorrow. Um, so, yeah. So, as the title says, why does prepaid get a bad rap? I told a story what happened to me in regards to having prepaid service, but I mean, like automatically, prepaid does get a bad rap, for whatever reason. I mean, you hear the name prepaid, people say, oh, cheap phones, cheap service, um, you know, oh, kind of, just a bad rep, like it's just automatically trash. Now, I do admit that, back then, prepaid did not have the best selection of phones, but we've kind of shied away from that. Um, People went to prepaid because it was cheaper, you know. And for the longest, you know, prepaid didn't offer, flagships. Like I remember when I worked for Cricket, and the other company I was working for, the local cable company, and they had cell phone service. The prepaid side, most prepaid carriers, no, they didn't offer um, the latest phones. Um, we had people, when I worked for Cricket, I was an authorized dealer. We had people come in and flash phones to Cricket. And one of the most popular phones I remember flashing to Cricket was the HTC Evo, the Evo and the Evo Ship. But like Cricket, it wasn't until I think 2012 when Cricket, when they started selling the iPhone, and then they sold the Galaxy S3, and then onward. So for a while, prepaid companies in general didn't offer flagships. We had smartphones, but it took a while for them to actually adapt to the flagship. So, but prepaid, you think of prepaid, you automatically think of trashy networks and oh, it's less of a service. And in some cases, back then it was true. You know, you take like Cricket. Before Cricket was bought out by AT&T, they were using Sprint's network, and just to be honest, it was kind of garbage. I've said it before though. I liked Cricket before they were bought out by AT&T, and what I meant by that was, you got. I liked the plans that they had, and I was a big fan of Move Music. Okay, $55 a month, unlimited everything, Move Music. Excuse me, Move Music included. You know, that was kind of nice. But today, like I said, people think of prepaid lesser service and all that. So in a way, I kind of see why Metro PCS is doing what they're doing. Metro PCS is giving, they want it to be known like, hey, we're just as good as T-Mobile. and hopefully they really do become as good as T-Mobile. They expand their coverage, and they get that better service out there, which that would be good. It'd be good for Metro, it'd be good for T-Mobile. Boost Mobile doesn't have much of a bad reputation because you guys remember the chirp phones and where you at and all that. Boost Mobile's more of a reputable name in prepaid, um, and then so it's straight talk. But for people that are used to postpaid service and flagships and all that, they just give prepaid a bad name. And like I said, I admit it used to be where prepaid phones were just so horrible. It's ridiculous. You take now and you look at what we spent 200 bucks for. When we spent 200 bucks for a prepaid phone, you know, 4, 5, 6 years ago, compared to what we have now, our options are so much better. And then the fact now well, we could do it back then too, but now it's becoming a little more popular for people to go with unlocked phones. You know, my SIM card, my T-Mobile SIM card goes between the iPhone SE, the Essential phone, and the Honor 7X. I'm also thinking about picking up the Blue Vivo 11 Plus. I'm very well looking into that, so we'll see. But I just don't understand why prepaid gets such a bad rep. Um, yes, it's cheaper. It's more cost effective. No, you won't. Phones are, prepaid branded phones are probably not always the best, but I mean they're there. You know, um, and honestly, if you have AT&T prepaid or Cricket or T-Mobile prepaid or Metro, a GSM carrier, unless there's a phone that I can just fully recommend, um, I would tell people go prepaid. I mean, not prepaid, go unlocked. Get an Honor 7X, 200 bucks. The new Mobile G3, 200 bucks. The Essential phone, 300 bucks. Blue Vivo 11 Plus. Um, the Xiaomi Mi A2 Lite, the Moto X. Like, there's a lot of phones that you can get if you're willing. If you have $200 to $300 to spend, that are way better than any prepaid phone. And those phones are going to surpass what you would, they're going to surpass. They're going to work very well. I use unlocked phones. Um, you know, no issues, works perfectly. Um, I'm using the Essential phone, which people don't want to call it a flagship, but it is. It was a flagship when it came out. It was 700 bucks. It's $309. I'm using a flagship device, or at least a phone with flagship specs, on a prepaid network. Okay, two of them actually. People don't count the iPhone SE as one, but it is. So I'm using an iPhone and a Android flagship, you know, on a prepaid network. And the feeling that you have that network, and that you have that phone and you're paying not a huge amount of money, that kind of feels good. It really does. To be honest with you. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I just like I said, I just can't justify, why prepaid just get such a bad rep. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. So, I never judge anybody based on the phone service that they have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I made comments um, to people. I used to know somebody who had Sprint, and I used to trash Sprint back in the day before I went to Boost Mobile. Matter of fact, if you would have had that conversation with me about Sprint and Boost Mobile about 6 months before I switched, I would have, maybe even 3 months before, I would have gave you my opinion. Like, I hate Sprint, I hate Boost Mobile. And of course, I've never used the service, but I've had plenty of people complaining that the service wasn't working, and I just convinced him like, hey, leave, go to Verizon, go to AT&T, go to T-Mobile. I mean, she probably packed up and went to T-Mobile, and out here in the urban area in the middle of the city, yeah, you're gonna get better service with T-Mobile. In buildings, yeah, not so much. But the service, worked the best that it could. So, um, but yeah, I used to bash Sprint. I used to bash T-Mobile. And really, I did make my comments to people that had it, like, oh, well, if you didn't have Sprint, this one. But when it all comes down to it, if that's what you can afford, if it works for you, definitely keep using it. Like my ex, she had Sprint, and I would call her back to back to back, and it was been proven. We would sit in the room. I've done the test. She would sit in the room, 5 bars of service. I call her phone like her phone never rang. My buddy's going through that right now. He'll be sitting. Of course, he'll only get like 1 or 2 bars, and I'll call him, and it's like his phone never rang. So I used to bash it when it comes to stuff like that, but you know, I forgot what that was. I think it's the neighbor across the street. Loud ass, muffler douche. But anyway, but if that's what you can afford, hey, it's fine. Some people can't afford a lot of money for a phone. They can't afford a lot of money for a phone plan. That's fine. You know, dealing with dealing with what I deal with on a daily basis. With customers. I do encourage customers to go to unlimited because the way they have it priced, you might as well just pay for unlimited. But I realize some people can't. They really will hurt them just to pay that extra $10 or the extra $5. It hurts. I've been there. So if that's really what the best you can do. Hey, I'm not knocking you, but I will. If you have the money, I will try to convince you. Like, hey, you might as well just pay extra for this because you know you get a whole lot more, and it's the way they have it priced. Because right now, like let's say AT&T, so for prepaid, it's $40 for 8 gigs if you do auto pay with rollover data, which is not bad at all. But if you can spend the extra $15 and get unlimited, in case you go over that 8 gigs or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. You got $15 to spend. Go ahead and get that unlimited. Like T-Mobile prepaid, they've got unlimited. Well, they got 10 gigs for $40. Then they also got the promotion for $50 for unlimited. If you can spend the extra $10, get unlimited. Cricket, $40 for 5 gigs. Hey, spend an extra 10, $15, and get yourself unlimited. So, but at the end of the day, if you can't really afford it, that's fine. And that's why people go to prepaid. So they don't have to, it's cost effective. For the most part, you know what you're going to be paying. Unless taxes and fees aren't included, but usually it's like an extra $3 or $4, which is not bad. So, but prepaid just did people just talk down on it so much. Oh, it's cheap. It's food stamp plan. It's whatever. I've heard so many bad things about prepaid. It's not funny. Somebody will literally bully somebody because of the cell phone carrier of their choice or the cell phone plan of their choice. Like it's just ridiculous. So I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna knock you because you got the cheaper plan. That's fine. It's what it's there for. A plan is there for the people that can't afford the maximum. So uh, it's just ridiculous. Food stamp plans and welfare plans and all those. That's just completely dumb. And it makes me sick to hear stuff like that. But I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anybody at all for what they do. But just don't don't judge somebody based on their carrier or their plan they got because you don't know what that person's going through when they go home. You know, that's all they can afford. That's all they can afford. You know, so I don't knock anybody, but if you do, just think twice because it could be you in that situation. So yeah, it's been a full on hardcore rant a little bit, not as hard as I want to because I don't want to wake people in my house. It's still early. People sleeping in on Sunday morning. I got a lot of sleep, so I'm up ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of some business before football. And yeah, just thought I would get that out there. You know. All right. Okay. Sorry, just looking at my notification. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, guys. Hope everybody has a good day. Um, you know, the whole point, the whole point of this is just don't let anybody tell you different. You know, do what you can do what's best for your pockets and your life to where you don't have to worry about it. You know, because we live in a world now where we kind of do need a cell phone to survive. It's kind of became a necessity. But if you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for a phone plan or a phone, hey, more power to you. If it works for you, you know, fix your pockets. You're not stressing about it. Hey, more power to you. You gotta do what's best for you. You know, I would go somewhere just to save an extra 5, 10 bucks on a bill if I know I can do it and it's gonna work good. I would do it. Best believe me. So, all right, guys, this has been Q for Tech Rants. Everybody have a good day. If this was helpful, informative, or entertaining in any way, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on just people calling the prepaid plans trash. Definitely subscribe if you enjoy the content. And yeah, tell your friends or whatever. Stay tuned for more content and catch you guys on the next one. Later.